This week, I'm going to be guiding you through an energetic flow. You can expect to balance, stretch, and move your whole body throughout this sequence. You can go ahead and take this flow at the beginning of the day to give you a little bit more energy and vitality, or in the middle of the day so you can get the body moving and the blood flowing. Go ahead and get started in your Sukhasana, your easy cross-legged position. Reach long through the crown of the head, shoulders back. Take an inhale and stay for the breath out. Settling into the pose. Let's start to create some movement in the torso. As you inhale, leading with the chest, lean forward and start to make circles in a clockwise direction. If it helps, you can close down the eyes. You might feel a little bit self-conscious, that's okay. Last one in this direction before coming back to your Sukhasana. From here, let's go into the other direction. Try to keep the sit bones connected onto the mat. Make a generous circle, again leading with the chest. One more in this direction. Coming back into a neutral spine. From here, let's work with the spine a little bit more in a seated cat-cow. As you inhale, press the knees away with the palms of the hands and round at the back. As you exhale, lift the chest, open up the heart. Inhale, press the knees away. Exhale, lift the chest. One more, inhale. Exhale. Come back to a neutral spine. From here, come into your tabletop position onto all fours. Take a moment here to check in with your alignment. Take the shoulders above the wrists. Take the hips above the knees. Actively press the floor away. As you inhale, lift the right leg towards the back of the room. Press the sole of the foot and toes come down. From here, you want to hug the navel in towards the spine so you're not dumping into your joints. You can use your left hand to gently press it up. Reach the left arm towards the front of the room, energetically reaching with the fingertips. Take a big belly breath in, and as you exhale, hug it all in, knee towards the elbow. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach nice and long. Exhale to contract. Inhale, and as you exhale, ground the left hand onto the mat. Take the right leg out to the side. Moment of strength here before grounding the foot into the mat, bending into the knee. So from here, we're going to work in a clockwise direction. Keep pressing the floor away with the hands and grounding the right foot into Tadasana. Inhale, exhale. Working the breath with the movement at all times. Breathing into the hip flexors to open up a little bit more. Last one. Before coming back and taking the right knee down to meet the left. Other side now. Left leg back. Tuck the navel in towards the spine. Right hand nice and long. Inhale. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale. Press the floor away. Round at the back as you exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, ground the right hand. Moment of strength here. You might feel uncomfortable, but we're not here for long. Take the left leg out to the side. Ground the foot into Tadasana and bend the knee. Inhale, circle the hips, anti-clockwise direction. Keep pressing the floor away here. And if it helps, close down the eyes. Last one in this direction. Before coming back into a tabletop position. So from your tabletop position, let's come into our very first downward facing dog for this sequence. Tuck the toes, take the knees off the mat, lift the hips, and send the gaze either between the toes or between the knees. Relax the head and actively press the floor away. So from here, start to pedal out the feet, drawing the heels towards the mat. Doesn't matter if it doesn't quite make it, that's okay. And just remember, in your downward facing dog, you never have to be stagnant. Last inhale here. And stay for the breath out. So from your downward facing dog, let's come into a ragdoll position. Inhale, look to the thumbs, bend the knees, and walk to the top of the mat. Take the feet hip distance apart, soften the knees, and just allow the crown of the head to hang super heavy here. Gaze towards the back of the room, and when you're feeling grounded, grab opposite elbows, and then slowly rock from side to side. Closing down the eyes. It's the easiest way to connect with the breath. Before coming back to stillness, releasing the fingertips to the mat and then driving all four corners of both feet through the floor to come all the way up to standing. Crown of the head is last to come up. Roll the shoulders back. And from here, interlace the fingers behind, lift the chest, open the heart, energetically take the hands towards the floor. And then as you exhale, soften knees, fold forward, find your ragdoll again. Stay for the breath out. And again, maybe swaying side to side if you're feeling grounded. Keeping a generous bend in the knees before slowly releasing. Take the hands onto the mat. And from here, you want to take an inhale to find your halfway lift. So think about drawing the kneecaps into the thighs. Hands can be hovering just above the mat or maybe on the shin bone. Exhale, plant your hands onto the mat. Step back, right leg, left leg. Let's take a modified chaturanga. Lower the knees onto the mat. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, press the tops of the feet to the floor. Lift the chest, shoulders back, baby cobra. Exhale, chin to mat. Again, inhale, Bhujangasana, baby cobra. Exhale, chin to mat. Tuck the toes, tabletop. Press the floor away, find your downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. On your next inhale, look to the thumbs, bend down the knees generously, and then stepping through to the top of the mat. From here, find a forward fold, soften knees, crown of the head towards the mat. Take an inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, bring the hands to heart. Meeting back in our Tadasana. Let's go through our sun salutation again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, soften knees. Take an inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, hands to shin bones. Exhale, plant the hands, this time left leg back, right leg back. Option here to take a modified chaturanga or the full variation. If you are taking the full modification, come light on the toes so the shoulders come past the wrists. As you exhale, lower down, bending the elbows, holding at 90 degrees. Inhale, press the tops of the feet, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, push back into your downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, take an inhale and shift into your high plank. So here you want to make sure the shoulders are stacked above the wrists. You're pressing the floor away actively. Navel draws into the spine and the legs are strong. Shift back into your downward facing dog, pressing the heels to the mat. Take an inhale, come back to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, let's take a three-legged dog. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Press the floor away evenly. Take an inhale. Stay for the breath out. On your next inhale, hug the right knee in towards the chest. Take the shoulders above the wrist, keep pressing the floor away. Exhale, three-legged dog. Again, inhale, hug the knee in. Try to round at the back to press the floor away. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, hug it all in, moment of strength. Exhale, take it back. From your three-legged dog, bend into the top knee. Option to stay here. If you'd like to come into your wild thing, ground the right foot behind you, come up high in the balls of your feet. From here, send the weight into your left hand, lift the hips, open heart, gaze to the top of the mat. Stay for the breath out. On the next inhale, come all the way back to your three-legged dog, right leg high. Exhale, downward facing. From here, look to the thumbs, bend the knees. Take the right foot between the two thumbs. Now, if it doesn't quite make it, step in halfway. Use the right hand to guide that foot. From here, let's come into a high crescent lunge, pressing the floor away with the right foot and balancing on the tops of your back toes. Try to keep the back knee nice and straight. Arms come overhead. Take an inhale and stay for the breath out. In your crescent lunge, you want to make sure that the navel draws in towards the spine. There's a gentle hug of the inner thighs and you're pushing the floor away evenly. Take an inhale, reach vigorously towards the ceiling. Now take the shoulders back, allowing for space. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, let's take a twist towards the side of the room. Again, reaching the fingertips vigorously away, chin in line with the chest. Use the inhale, come back to your crescent lunge. And as you exhale, shift into your warrior two. In your warrior two, take the hands and reach them evenly away. Take the gaze softly to the front fingertips. You want this external rotation in the front leg and internal in the back. Take an inhale and stay for the breath out. So in your warrior two, reach the arms evenly away from one another. Find an external rotation in the front leg, internal in the back. Soft gaze to the front fingertips. From here, flip the front palm, paint the sky and reverse your warrior. Bend a little deeper through the front knee, opening up through the right side body. Take an inhale, come back to your warrior two. From your warrior two, let's come into a crescent moon. Take your left hand onto the hip, send the weight into your right foot, come light on your left toes and walk the back foot in halfway. From here, you want to take your hand onto the mat. If you've got a block, that will help. Bending into your standing leg, lift the left leg high, ground the hand into the mat, maybe on your fingertips, and reach the left arm overhead. You want to reach the right kneecap in towards the thigh, actively press the left foot towards the back of the room, and reach the left arm vigorously towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, stay for the breath out. Last inhale, and as you exhale, take that left foot down towards the mat. Finding your way back into your warrior two, heel toe the feet wide. Inhale, and exhale, let's go through a vinyasa. Windmill the arms, frame the front foot. Now really press into the earth, and as you inhale, pick the right leg off the mat, take it back into a high plank. Exhale, full chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. From your downward facing dog, let's take a three-legged dog on the opposite side. Inhale, extend the left leg towards the ceiling. Press the floor away evenly. And then as you exhale, hug the knee in towards the chest. Press the floor away. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, hug it in. Exhale, take it back. Inhale. Try to work the breath with the movement. Exhale, take it back. From here, bend into that left knee. Open up through the hips. Option to hang out here. If you want a little bit more, you can take your wild thing. Come up high in the ball of your left foot behind you. Lift the hips, lift the chest, and open up the heart. Gaze to the front of the mat. Stay for the breath out. And then from here, come all the way back to your three-legged dog. And into your downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the thumbs, bend the knees. Step the left foot between the two thumbs. Ground through the front foot. Come up high in the ball of your back foot to come up into a high crescent lunge. Deep bend into the left knee, arms are overhead. Find a drishti or a gaze point that you can bend a hole into. Stay with that space. Inhale. Stay for the breath out. Inhale. And from here, as you exhale, transition into a warrior two. Deep bend into the left knee, back leg stays straight. Maybe it's grounded at 45 degrees, or maybe it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. Again, reaching the arms evenly away and soften through the trapezius. Take an inhale, flip the palm, paint the sky, reverse your warrior, opening up through the left side body. Use the breath, come back, warrior two. From here, let's transition into our crescent moon, taking the right hand onto the hip, sending the weight into the left foot. Come halfway, take an inhale at the top, and as you exhale, press the hand into the floor, maybe on the fingertips or maybe on a block. Reach your right arm overhead. In your standing leg, you want it to be nice and straight. Maybe take a micro bend, but with your top leg, imagine pressing the sole of the foot towards the back of the room. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, transition back into your warrior two. Any way you can. From here, let's go through a vinyasa. Windmill the arms. Frame the front foot. Push through the earth. Pick the left leg, step back, high plank. Lower down, full chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. From your downward facing dog, shift your way back into your high plank before releasing the knees all the way to the mat. Release the toes, sitting onto the tops of the feet, only for a moment, before swinging the legs to the front of the room. From here, one last moment of strength. We're going to take a chest opener here as a counter pose for all the chaturangas we did in our sequence today. So extend the legs to the front of the room to begin with. Take your hands by the side. We've got 3 different options here. First option is to take the hands behind the hips, fingertips towards the toes, roll the shoulders back and lift the chest. Option 2, if you feel like you need a little bit more fire in your practice, ground the feet hip distance apart. As you inhale, lift the hips, lift the chest into a reverse tabletop and gaze towards the back of the room. Now, if you feel like you need more still, extend the feet towards the top of the mat, ground all 10 toes, lift the chest, gaze to back of the room. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, press the floor away. Stay for the breath out. On your next inhale, slowly release sit bones all the way to the floor. From here, let's take a Paschimottanasana or a forward fold. Now, if you live in a tight body or you're super tight in the hamstrings, start with the knees bent like me. Take an inhale, reach the arms overhead. And as you exhale, catch the ankles or maybe the bottoms of the feet. From here, you want to feel like you're reaching through the crown of the head rather than rounding through the back. As you inhale, lift the chest. Sit nice and tall, and then as you exhale, slowly shifting the feet to the top of the mat. Now, if the knees stay bent, that's okay. It's better to stay up here than back here, where you find that rounding through the back. If you want to come a little bit deeper into the pose, reach through the crown of the head on the inhale. As you exhale, slowly fold forward a little bit deeper. Try to let the breath guide you a little deeper into the pose. A couple more breaths here. Inhale, and then exhale, surrender. Again, big inhale, start at the lower belly. And exhale, release. From here, use the breath to come all the way back. Exhale at the top. From here, let's take a twist in our half Lord of the Fishes. Hug the right knee in towards the chest. Ground the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Use your right hand to support out behind you, like a second spine. And take an inhale, reach the left arm overhead. As you exhale, hook that left elbow over the right knee. Send your gaze over to the side, but try to keep your chin in line with your chest. Inhale, exhale. So many of us here try to take our gaze towards the back of the room, but here we start to lose the twist. So come back and line that chin in line with the chest. Take another breath here and stay for the breath out. Last breath cycle, inhale. And then exhale, return the gaze back to center. Release the left elbow. Release the right foot. Come into the other side. Inhale, hug the left knee in. Use the left hand to support out behind you. And then place that left foot to the outside of your right knee. Again, the right arm is overhead. And then as you exhale, hook that elbow over the right knee. To come a little deeper into the posture, inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, gentle twist. Stay with the breath. Exhale. Last one here, inhale. And as you exhale, release the arm overhead. Release the left foot. And let's come into an inner hip stretch through our cobbler's pose. Take the soles of the feet to touch. Take the knees wide apart. Hands come to the tops of the mat. So here you want to feel the stretch in the inner hips. So once again, similar to our Paschimottanasana or a forward fold, we want to lead with the chest so that we don't round through the back. So start by lifting through the crown of the head. Inhale. And then exhale, folding over the tops of the feet. Just letting gravity do its work here, so never forcing and avoiding any kind of sharp shooting pain. If you feel like you're getting that sharp shooting pain, come back. And let the breath guide you a little deeper into the pose. Couple more breaths here. And stay for the breath out. Last inhale. Exhale. From here, use the next inhale, come all the way back. Release the feet. So from here, just shuffle your way back to the top of the mat. So keeping the knees bent, reach your hands towards the top of the mat, and using the strength of the core, lower all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. From here, let's come into a supine twist. Hug the right knee in towards the chest. As you exhale, use the left hand to guide that knee across the body. Reach your right arm out beside you in line with the shoulder and send your gaze in that direction. Gently press the left hand into the knee and the knee back into the hand to activate the posture. Try to keep the shoulder in line with the mat. And with every breath, relax into the mat. Take an inhale. and stay for the breath out. On your next inhale, hug the knee in towards the chest. Release the right leg, and let's come on to the opposite side. Hug the left knee in. Use the right hand to guide that knee across the body. This time stacking the left hip on the right. Gently press the knee into the floor and then left arm down to the side and align with the shoulder. So from here, we're really working towards the parasympathetic nervous system, our rest, our relaxation, and away from the sympathetic nervous system, our fight or flight. So the best way to connect with that part of the brain is by closing down the eyes. Just noticing the breath. Take an inhale and stay for the breath out. On your next inhale, hug the left knee in towards the chest, followed by the right, hugging it all in. Rock side to side to massage out the spine. Before coming into a Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet to touch onto the floor. Let the knees come wide, allowing gravity to take over. You can reach the arms overhead and maybe even grab opposite elbows. Take 3 to 4 breath cycles here and allowing the knees to fall to get more of a hip opener. Last inhale. And stay for the breath out. On your next inhale, release the hands down by the side, palms facing up. Release the feet. Try to take the feet wider than the mat and let the toes fall to where they fall. From here, find your rest and relaxation through your Savasana. If you need a little bit longer here, pause the video for as long as you need. If you're with me, take another big belly breath in. And then exhale, melting into the mat. Last breath cycle, inhale. Exhale, letting go. On your next inhale, start to wriggle the fingers, wriggle the toes. Bring your awareness back into this space. And then from here, hug the knees in towards the chest. Rocking side to side to massage out the spine. From here, rolling onto your favorite side and just pausing for a moment, just to soak in the goodness of your practice before pressing up into your Sukhasana, or your easy cross-legged position. Take the hands into the heart. Now, after every practice, I always like to end with a gratitude ritual. First and foremost, to give love and thanks to ourselves for taking this time to honor our bodies, our minds, and our souls through this practice of yoga. And secondly, let's give love and thanks to our bodies for everything our bodies do for us, day in and day out, and all that we take for granted. And to honor our practice, take the thumbs into the third eye, the space between the brows, and together we say Namaste. You can find me on Instagram at @GraceTillYoga, or you can head on to my website at gracetillyoga.com. See you next time.